So man plants his seed in the woman when they have sexual intercourse, quote unquote. The fact that science describes it that way gives away their perspective, right? Science is not neutral. They're explaining it in terms of the E. Okay? Seance, you know. Another way to look at it is science E is another way to separate the E and say the C covers the E. Science E. Okay? One way or another, science is by the E for the E. It doesn't include the necessary ideas. Just like in psychiatry, right? There's no mind, body, soul explanation. It is body. It's not even necessarily mind, right? Body, defining the mind through the body instead of through God, through the soul. Okay. So, and even when you look at mind, body, soul, the way that is, they say that in popular culture, right? They've ordered it a certain way. They want you to think about the mind first, then the body, and the soul they don't really care about. They threw that out there because this argument has been with us so long and it's in so many scripts and texts that it's unavoidable. So they then say, look, value the geek, value the bull, and who cares about the soul? That's their message. Okay. Where was I? Heru answers as God's son, so Seth works the field facing the snake. A passable, addressing misdirected energy similar to righteous indignation is true life and light and spirit. Withstand, block, and endure. So basically, Set was supposed to face the snake in the field. Okay, so this is mirrored in the Old Testament story. Instead, what we see is that didn't happen for whatever reason. They don't really get into that in the Adam and Eve story. They just say the woman fell short, right? So it's like, well, why is that? I mean, there's a lot of things you can get from this. You can say, well, the Set represents more of the gender neutral elf perspective, and because they were acting like bitches, they didn't put the bitch in check. Okay, yeah, I'd say that's a pretty fair, assumption. One way or another, they failed, and that symbolically, when Abel was replaced, he was replaced by Set in the Bible, right? So the bull of Heliopolis was replaced by Set. There's no hawk in the story. There's no falcon. Okay, there's just the bull of Heliopolis and then Set. All right. Again, Hades' image, on good men to set them up to die and set the stage for to suppress Haru before he can rise. Okay, so why is it Serapis? Because it's taken a story that touches on light temple principles, attaching Osiris's attributes, mind, body, and soul, and Apis's attributes, and then giving them the image of Hades. They're building toward a demonic world, okay, and it has everything to do with Amen as well, the hidden Hades hides. Okay, they're building toward a demonic world, and they're demonizing the righteous, right? Saturn, role of reversal, great sealer on the daughter of Baal, the reign of Saturn, the age of Saturn. Our enterprise is a success, right? Enterprise, which is the woman and the New World Order, right? They get the woman as her prize, right? You penetrate her, you enter. It's stupid to think of the woman as anything but the world, right? She is the material which you, in the sun spirit, plant your seed, like the sun rays hitting the earth. Yes, she is more accurately represented as the earth itself. She controls the direction. By given 9 months to plant her seed, she can either kill herself, kill the baby. She gets to raise the baby. By the time you factor in everything, she is responsible for the expression of the sun temples on earth, right? The spirit of God is conveyed through the man and the pure sun spirit, and the woman is responsible for giving birth to men of God, and they have been doing a horrible, horrible job. What you see is the Sun Temple did not fail. Okay? Women failed to follow God. They followed the rich man of this world instead. So women chose guys who were acting like a bitch. That's why a hero, right, is her O. That's why when you spell Heru, it's her U. Her A, her E, her I. There is no pure masculine Sun's temple spirit of God when you add the E. It's gone automatically. When you say it's hers, no, she is of this world. If she defines it, it's going to be in the absence of God. It's the bottom line. If she was with God, she would say, no, it's not mine, it's his. And if she says it's not mine, it's his, then why would you call it her? No matter how you slice it, it has to be haru, heir, heir to the throne. Ra, haru, heir, you. Not you, not you, not you, but this person. One. A1, number one, right? It's right there in the word. Are we talking about, a communist fake religion where we're all equal? Or is A symbolize one? There can be only one. Are we talking about a bunch of bitches saying one ring to rule them all? No one should be, no one is qualified to have it. No, none of you Bert bitches are qualified to represent the sun. But the top martial artist with his loyalty, dedication, determination, and discipline is. And therefore, no one is qualified to go to the Father but by standing with Haru. Don't you see? The way, the truth, and the life. Sons of God, plural. That is the way. That is the truth. That is the life. That is the living truth. That is the living way. You can't serve two masters. So, and we all die eventually. And so people say, well, it's going to cause my death. Yes, it's going to cause your death in the spirit of glory. So even if you are shallow and you remove God from the picture, bottom line, do you live a life of dishonor, getting over on people? You may as well be a rapist then. You may as well be a mass murderer, right? Because if you've chosen, if you're going to be stupid, be all the way stupid. If you have chosen to live life benefiting from immorality, why would you stop there? How can you criticize the elite? They're doing what you chose better than you are. It's either you choose to die for God with Pharaoh, or you choose to benefit from ill-gotten gains. And if you're going to do that and be denied heaven, what kind of an idiot would you be to settle for second, third class? You may as well stop at nothing to take their place. You're serving people who aren't gods. The devil is an idea of betraying God. He is embodied by a living person. But there is no devil going to reward you in the afterlife. You die, you go into the ground. And over time, you get buried. That's why archaeology, right? Anthropology. There's layers, right? You get buried by sediment and so on. Okay? The sad I meant sediment. It's sad. They might have meant well, right? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. But where do they go wrong? They didn't understand the truth. The way, the life, and the light of the world. Let's see. So melanin, passion, right? Pass I on. Which I? Are you passionate when you're a little sniveling coward? I can't for the life of me understand these attractive women, right? You're like, oh, I don't want to sell myself short. That's part of why attractive women cannot be as wise as an unattractive woman who's not as wise either. No women at this point can be wise unless they die with me. Nobody can. Let's think about this. If you're an unattractive woman, well, why aren't you working toward being attractive? Are you scared of the enemy? Is a wise person scared? The heart is the seat of intelligence. No, they're not. You look at the attractive woman. If you're so, you've went out of your way to make yourself attractive, to be presentable to who? To the devil? And you're worried about selling yourself short and you're sleeping with some of the biggest scum on this world? Yes, you're unwise. Yes, you're evil. So we talk about melanin, right? Male in on. Now you think about this for a second. Did we all start off as different colors? Or did we go in different directions? So whatever groups of people that are doing it wrong, they have a certain potential to start moving in the right direction and doing it right. At least they did until the ill-gotten gains. Now stop for 1 second. There is no chance for humanity to turn around. Why? Because there is the way. If you have organized in cults and screened out the truth, you can't replace them. You come up short by default. No servant can be greater. Everyone else here comes up short. They were either in a cult, openly pushing the devil's line, or they were serving them. No servant can be greater, and no cultist can be anything but a hater. Melanin, L in on. Mail in on. And of course, when you think about it, of course they know this. It's pretty much written in every holy book you can imagine. Karma. What is the karma for wiping out a bloodline and taking their place? Do you become the next quote-unquote enlightened one? How preposterous is that? You cannot leave until you fulfill the karma. And if they don't come back, you cannot leave. This is your world. This piece of shit. Don't you see? How do you equal that? If this guy, logic tells you according to their own scale, if this guy is enlightened and he goes to heaven, if he goes to wherever he goes in Buddhism, and you have cut him off from his rightful place, do you then get it? No. That karma isn't fulfilled. Therefore, he can't leave, and you can't, if you're to believe that he can't leave until he bounces his karma. Well, you've cut him out of his rightful place. He has to come back and kill everybody and take his rightful place. Now, why would he want to take his rightful place in a group of people that have organized to take it from him? That's stupid, right? I'm going to come back as your child and take my rightful place and give you the credit, which is the reason why you did that to me in the first place? No, that's not fulfilling the karma. It can only be my way when you look at it. And yes, I just checkmated the Buddhist argument right there. Done. Next. I've beat the last opponent. All of you are acting like bitches, not conceding my point. Okay. We'll end it there. There's a lot of stuff I can go over, Draw Muhammad contest. What were they talking about, right? They're trying to draw the spirit of Muhammad so they can kill him. It was a trap, right? Draw and draw him in. Okay? And that's one way to, bring the spirit around, is to do something that's going to cause the spirit to come around, which may very well be to insult him. But then they're not going to come around to have a cup of tea with you. Obviously it was a trap. Obviously they set them up to die. Obviously there was a bunch of guys with weapons ready to kill him. And you can tell by how it played out. When a guy shows up with an AK and doesn't hurt anybody and gets gunned down, if I remember correctly. In the absence of him killing like 50 people, if he shows up with an AK at a crowded place, you better believe that he was set up to die. Anyway, I'll leave it there.